Alright, so Jeskai Saheeli. So yesterday, one of the things that felt really good was this card in various shells. This card also seemed very good alongside card, Scion of Urza, and Treasure Map. So this is kind of a Planeswalker focused deck. Hey, the Mad Tipper, thanks for 11 months, welcome back. That not only has Saheeli to generate a bunch of tokens, but we've got Sarkhan the Masterless here to allow our Planeswalkers to take kind of an aggressive slant. So we've got a bunch of 3 and 4 mana Planeswalkers here to play underneath Sarkhan. So let's go ahead and jump into some matches and see how it goes. See, always re-roll the 500 gold quest. Could get a 750 gold quest. What a world indeed. With Solar plays in the format, is Clarion just out of style? I think Clarion's probably the worst main deck card, but I do have some Clarions on the board. Clarion, my wayward son. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Check out our options here. Looking for lands. Might settle for a 3-mana Planeswalker or a Treasure Map. Perfect. Fantastic. One of the things that's really important about Deafening Clarion 2 is Deafening Clarion has that hidden mode, right? Where it gets to give your creatures lifelink that's reasonable as well. I agree. I think the selection of sweepers we have in this standard format is awesome and really goes a long way towards showing that cards like Wrath of God and Damnation are not welcome. Would much rather have the variety of interesting sweepers we have now than just the 4 mana destroy all the creatures. I love these modal sweepers, so to speak, that like you can play around in different ways. All right, smells like Reclamation, so we're just gonna get as aggressive as possible here. Man, we're actually gonna kill them like pretty quickly, huh? Like next turn is gonna be like Sarkhan plus attack for like a ton. Or do I just do that? Do I do this? This is like pretty good, right? So like Sarkhan still has them dead in 2. Sarkhan still kills them next turn if I play this. And this can find me a Dovin's Veto. So, I'm going to take Treasure Map because I don't want them to know that they're dead to Sarkhan next turn. Yeah, full art Narset looks beautiful. She's beautiful. Do do do. Do 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 do. Wow, they're actually just like dead to Constructs next turn, right? Wow, did they knock Chemist's Insight in response to Narset? Oh, they're blinking her. Sure. The Temur Reclamation deck often doesn't play Fog. So we'll see what they do here. They have Nexus of Fate. Okay. Yeah, we had a really strong curve. We might not get another turn. That's very true. Might not copy a construct with Saheeli minus, because it just dies to a removal spell. And like it doesn't kill them any faster. Right? Like they're still dead in 2. If it doesn't change the clock, it's not really meaningful to do. So like, they have Chemist's Insight and Double Reclamation, but like, they don't have the other thing yet. So like, we might not be deterministically dead. And like, this is such a good example of like, one of the reasons why the Wilderness Reclamation deck is so good is because they get that virtual card advantage like control decks get, right? Like, if this had been a counterspell this game, we'd have likely killed them. And post-board, I'm going to get to cut all of my creature removal and bring in more counterspells and meaningful interaction. Alright, now they have Search, so if they take another turn this turn, we'll concede. No. If they take a turn with Search, we're dead. They get a lot of looks here. This is their turn 5, to be fair. Alright, let's see if they're playing Fog too. If they have a Fog, we're dead. If they don't have a Fog, they're very dead. Okie doke. I have a sideboard plan. They're not guaranteed dead with no dragons if they have a bounce spell. So I elected to play around a bounce spell instead of a fog. And if they get to untap, they get to triple use Search Razkanta, so Narset probably doesn't mean anything. Sure, so if I try to make a servo into a construct, they bounce the construct I'm targeting in response, and then I don't have lethal. So I don't beat a bounce spell without playing dragons. Sure, but we still just fucking die, Curtis Ishi. Like that's what you don't get. Like none of your decisions matter and you lose the game. If they have the fog there, they're untapping with Search for Razkanta, double Wilderness Reclamation, and the game is over and we cannot win anymore. They're going to hit their cards and they're going to kill us. Narset does nothing against it. I tried hovering over cards on YouTube today. Yay! What a great and interesting game of Magic Wilderness Reclamation has generated. Alright, in. Turn 3 Warboss. You subscribed on mobile, so I have to manage my account that way. I can't edit my tier on the desktop. Oh, that makes sense, Tuber. Thank you for letting me know in case anyone else has that issue in the future. If you cancel your subscription on mobile, you can then, you should then be able to do it on the desktop, I'd imagine. Looking for counter spells. Jade Light Ranger. It's a neat one. Huh.
You've never seen anything like this.
Really? We're just leaving my Planeswalker alone? Are we bouncing Saheeli? Have like a blink of an eye here. Right. There are lots of sweet things in this format. Unfortunately, they all suck against this card. So, there's really much to do here. Well, this attack is bad for us because it means they're taking another turn. Or they're just doing that, and we're dead now. Yep. And this is again why the Reclamation deck is so good is because post board this is why you can't just board in cards like Unmoored Ego. They get to pivot post board into these other various plans, and you're left to guess and check and hope your cards line up well into what they're doing. That exec agree fully with Dimir Spy. That was a great example of why Reclamation is the problem and not Nexus of Fate. When people talk about cards like Unmoored Ego and Nexus being easy to beat, I agree. Bad Nexus players that don't understand how to sideboard are probably really easy to beat. Good Nexus players who are good at Magic and understand how to play combo decks like that in best of 3 matches, they are incredibly difficult to beat. Because you bring in answers to play against their plan A and they go to plan B, or you don't and then they stay on plan A and they kill you anyways. I would love a land. No, I think Wilderness Reclamation should be banned. Nexus is not the problem. Wilderness Reclamation is the offending card. Phoenix deck maybe? Or Drake's? They could be a Wizard's deck, that's true. This is a Wizard.
You will not dissuade me from battle.
Huh. So what do I want to do here? I think I want to shock this off the table. Do I want to Lava Coil this one? Probably not. But it's like, if I'm just shocking this turn, that's such a poor use of my mana. I think I'm just going to Karn and plus. Will I play in the metagame challenge? No. I don't really have any desire to gamble while we play. I already have a full set. When I open booster packs from the latest set, I get 20 gems per pack. If they drop a Phoenix into play here, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Best of one is frustrating in an entirely different way. My buddy Brad, who frequents the stream, said he was playing Blue-Green Nexus the other day on the ladder, and in 25 matches, he had 7 opponents concede the match into game 1 just because they didn't want to play against Reclamation. Does not bode well for Standard if they leave it legal, I don't think. Yeah, I agree. Heavily encourage people to concede to Nexus. If Nexus doesn't put up lots of results, it's not gonna anything happen.
For now.
Huh? So like this kills everything here, but I think I'd rather just Saheeli plus Lava Coil this because I want to get rid of this permanently. Yeah, I agree, Scooty. As a content creator and someone who's trying to make majority standard content, I'm worried about my job if Reclamation stays legal though. It's definitely something on my mind. It's an aggressive concession. I guess they know Solar Flare's coming. Ha! I only have one main deck Lava Coil. That's great. Clarion's probably okay here. Role Reversal's probably not very good. Lyra's probably fine. I don't know. They knew the Sweeper was coming. Maybe they just didn't have the tools left over to beat the Sweeper. Ugin's probably a little bit slow here. What do they board in? I expect them to board up a little bit, so I expect, like, Niv Mizzet out of them post-board, which maybe if I'm expecting Niv Mizzet, Role Reversal is okay to keep in. Maybe an Ugin's good to keep in if they're going to have Niv Mizzet. Let's do that. Is there a deck that dumpsters Reclamation? I'm told Esper Control and Esper Midrange are okay against Reclamation, but I don't know for certain. Esper gets to play Mortify and Little Teferi along with Thought Erasure, which are all very good cards for combating it. And like, again, one of the important things to remember is it's not just about, is there one deck that can beat Reclamation? Because if it pushes all these other things out of the format, people don't just want to play dual decks, Esper versus red aggro versus Reclamation, right? Like, that's not very fun. Like, part of the fun in a game like Magic is having the immense amounts of variety this game can offer. And Reclamation pushes a lot of those things out. I would be surprised if Reclamation doesn't have a decent blue matchup with the addition of Blast Zone. Blast Zone is very, very good against Reclamation. Or against Mono Blue. Put that one back where it came from. That one's kind of annoying. I don't really have a good answer to that, huh? Do I just like double Lava Coil this? I think I do. Like, obviously it goes back in their deck here, but they have to wait and redraw it. I do have a lot of card advantage in my hand. And if I can buy myself a couple of turns before this thing comes back, like, I can tempo it for a turn with Teferi again, and then, like, maybe pressure them out with these while we wait. Should wait until their draw step to do it. Nah, waiting until their draw step exposes me to... Well, I guess this means... Yeah, you're right. I should wait till draw step. I was thinking I wanted to play around Spell Pierce and Dive Down, but Karn actually means they can't... Or Teferi actually means they can't play those cards. Teferi keeps them off of playing counterspell. So I could have had this one card deeper in their deck here. Do not rope people in arena. Don't be petty. It is not your opponent's fault that Wilderness Reclamation is legal. It is Wizards of the Coast's fault that Wilderness Reclamation is legal. Don't punish your opponent for playing something that you don't like in the card game. It is not your opponent's job to balance the game of Magic the Gathering. It is Wizards of the Coast's job to balance the game of Magic the Gathering. If you're upset that something is legal, don't be upset at your opponent. Send your feedback in a respectful and constructive manner to Wizards of the Coast. They're the people with the power to change it. Alright, don't dive down me. Comparing things, decks people are playing in a card game to weapons that literally kill people like guns is not welcome in my channel. Please don't do that. It is asinine beyond belief. Hey, Jerry. Yeah, it looks like your thing came through. Sorry, I must have missed the pop-up. Jerry, as a heads up, the minimum for adding legacy decks to the queue is $50. So you're welcome to add to that, or I can refund the 10 back to you if that's too much. The legacy content's just not super popular, so the price to add decks kind of scales based on format. So for standard it's 10, for modern it's 25, for legacy it's 50. Pretty easy mulligan here, no second land. It's a shame we don't have a second land, because if we had a second land, this would pull us into a third, most likely. Alright, keeping it on the draw with a scry. I play Vintage on occasion for 100. Swing and a miss. How many sub-gifties to put red-black zombies into today? Is that already in the queue? Are we dead? Looks like we're dead. Easy game, easy life. Cut these vetoes, bring in some sweepers. Law Rune Enforcer has been really sweet. The fact that it, like, taps down blockers is a big deal. I think it's super reasonable. This seems fine. This seems fine. More removal. Trim this because it doesn't really have a text box other than impulsing. Zombie, thank you for the generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Be sure to take a peek at the deck here and let me know what you'd like to bump up. Yeah, McCullough, that would be fine to cut in zombies for today if you wanted. As a heads up though, Sultai Wave and Sarkhan Friends are also cuts in, so it would be up fourth. This seems fine. I'm gonna put this into play tap since I already have my first 3 lands guaranteed. Just gonna play out a little bit slowly to conserve my health total on my shock lands. We did not beat the Nexus opponent. Jerry coming in hot for the rest of the Legacy deck. Sounds good. So I'm going to go ahead and kill this. And then if they only play 1 threat this turn, we'll be able to time Raveler bounce it. What's the most standard decks we've had in the queue at the same time? This is pretty close to the... I think we've gotten into the range of 60 before, which, to be fair, like 45 decks, like, that's only like a week and a half worth of decks, right? So, like, I'll be through what's in the queue in a week and a half, basically. Extra dip. Thank you for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Will there be a queue free suits? I don't think so. The standard queue churns through much faster than modern, just because I can get through standard decks in 60 to 90 minutes usually. The rate of play is much faster. So I get to opt to make a token to block this.
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Your light will cleave the darkness. I think I'm gonna bottom that. Well, that is my second red. I'm gonna be greedy and bottom this. Karn's pretty likely to help us find lands. Do we want to not block? Nah, I think I want to block. They care about this Teferi, so... Kinda punished.
Don't worry, I got this.
What happens if the queue theoretically runs out? Then I put decks into it. I don't know that I'm super worried about that though. We even last season when like people standard was at like an all-time low, we still had decks in the queue. Hey, sounds good, McCullough. Thanks for the support. The months have flown by. Thanks as always for being entertaining. McCullough coming in hot with the sub gifties. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
I have let my friends down.
Alright, everything's attacking Teferi, so I'm gonna let that happen. You think my girlfriend would get mad if all I gave her was $5 on our anniversaries? Maybe. Maybe.
Meant to happen. I believe.
That's a Lyra. Huh. So, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna bounce their Conclave Tribunal here.
Sorry I'm late.
Get my Karn back.
I've got it.
Alright, that's sweet. Do I just make a Karn Struct now? I think I just make a Karn Struct.
Some solutions must.
And then I can shock the Dauntless Bodyguard. Oh, I can kill Gideon, right? Can I? So if I shock Gideon, it makes a token, and then I can make this a Karn Struct, which will make it a 4/4, so I'm one short of killing Gideon. I mean, August is a long time from now, Extra Dip. This format is still developing. You can't really decide, like, what you're going to play in August now in Standard. The Karn Saheeli combo is very, very good. So I want this to copy this. And I want to give Gideon a love tap here.
Some lessons for you all.
Well, this can't attack. I just made this.
I've fought worse.
So they have Conclave Tribunal that they can replay here, obviously. But that's taking up some of their stuff to do. They took Karn again. There was a client update yesterday, Carabam.
I will lend you my strength.
I will lend you my strength. Oh, it's Modern. Oh, for Modern, my preferred deck for Modern is Green Black Elves. If you want my preferred deck. God, that's a shock. So I just do I just like play Karn? I think I just play Karn and down tick, right? Karn Saheeli is so good. We should probably put a fourth Karn in here. We should probably put a fourth Karn in here. Yeah, this combination is so powerful. The Gideon was at 7. No, the Construct was a 4/4 McCullough. So I would have done 2 + 4, so I was one short. Easy mulligan here. This hand needs some lands, but it's got an opt, and we've got 2 sweepers, so we have, like, good cards here. Yeah, you can find my Green-Black Elves list and lots of other preferred lists for Modern and Standard on my website, magicesports.net. Sarkhan is also good against their X1s, you're not wrong. Perfect. The .com URL is the one we were talking about. So we had the .net one. Someone bought that one for me because they're great. They have a Gideon here. We're going to be in trouble. Justice Terminalia, sure. Definitely do not have the hit points to mess around here. So just going to go ahead and do this. So this still kills 3 things, which is great. Chirp. Chirp. I think I'm just doing this. I think I'm just doing this because it's the most mana efficient. And, like, this won't kill my dragon later, which is nice. Perfect. That's probably the game.
No sword can pierce my. Come to me.
I have no idea, Mokabizi. Remember, a lot of the decks we're playing here, I'm playing on stream for the first time. We don't know what's good, bad, or otherwise. We're playing games to try and learn what's good or bad.
I know my responsibility.
Sweet, McCullough. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Is that enough? All right. If we run hot in the next one, we could blow our way into Diamond, which would be sweet. think I want a 4th Karn in here. Do I want a 4th Karn? I feel like I do. I'm gonna trim a Narset. Yeah, Navier, good games. Good luck in the rest. Let's try that. Karn just like, Karn plus Saheeli closes the game out so incredibly fast. Forceful Pones and Kala coming in hot with that brand new Prime support. Welcome, folks. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with your Prime. So we're keeping me around. This hand's a little bit slow because all our lands come into play tapped here, but I do have like tapped land into shock your thing into next tapped land. So like if they're an aggro deck, that gives us a little bit of breathing room. And Narset, Saheeli, Treasure Map are all good against a control deck. So I think we have two spectrums covered reasonably well here. Oko Stream coming in with the brand new Prime as well. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday, folks. TGIF. You're having a great start to your weekend. No, I don't think so, Genesis. So the problem with the Reclamation matchup is that they fog you. So I think I'd rather have more counter spells and things that like stop them from fogging me. Red Winter, thanks for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, this deck seems sweet so far. Llanowar Elves. Let's get that out of here. Worth noting too that Narset isn't just good against Reclamation and control decks. She turns off the extra drawing from Hydroid Crisis too, which is absurd. Hey, Namachill, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. And Red Winter, thanks for re-upping your Prime this way. Welcome back. So, I think I'm going to just take a draw step next turn. Or my opponent doesn't have a land. I'll take a freebie. You know, looking at this deck list, we might be 1 land light. I don't know, I guess we have 4 ops. It's close. I might want like a utility land in this deck. Like maybe I want like a Field of Ruin as a 25th land. Could see that being reasonable. I'm going to trim these vetoes. I don't think I want counter spells here. Role Reversal seems awesome here. We can steal their better planeswalkers or their big creatures. I think the Sweeper's good. Shock could maybe get trimmed. Narset's maybe a little bit hard to defend on the draw. I'll trim one of her and one of these. Yeah, I'm not sure about Treasure Map, actually. It's been so long since you've said yes to one of my decks because they're bad that I can't wait. Gate of Jace. Sounds excellent. Thank you very much for the very generous biddies, Red. That one will be up next. Pretty easy mulligan here, no lands. This is missing a white source, but it's definitely a keeper and scry a non-white source to the bottom. Mox Tangerine coming in hot with the tier 2 resub. Have a sword to go with your shield. And Thalone with the 12 months as well. Thanks for keeping me around for a whole year, folks. Yeah, borderless is like the perfect bit of swag. Also, this Teferi borderless is really awesome. Love it. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and Lava Coil this just to use my mana this turn and keep their board clear. This way, if I draw a white source next turn, I can play Teferi and bounce their only permanent. Tilt. Might have an inverse of that first game where we just don't get any lands and they do. Hey, Ken. Thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. to take one more draw step into lands here. If we hit the white source, we'll keep playing. If we don't, we'll pack it in. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. This is where the magic happens. And like those games there are such a great example of why I like playing Magic as a best of 3 game as opposed to best of 1, because like there's so much variance in Magic, right? That like even though this is best of 3, like there's a chance that we might only have one game where we both really play things to decide the match. And like that's still at least one game where both players got to make a bunch of meaningful decisions, right? Have some lunch breaks. Hey, FergTQ, thanks for 2/3 of a year. I was watching SCG and liked Esper Hero. Any idea if that's better or worse than Abzan, or is that a bad comparison? We don't have objective measures with which to measure power level. So like better or worse, I don't know. Is the basically the TLDR. Hey, Scooter. Happy Friday to you. Welcome, new folks, to Hoaglandia. Enjoy the gift of speech, courtesy of Scooter. Ooh, that's a good one. This card's been incredibly impressive for me. Just like this young Pyromancer Monastery Mentor style effect has always been good, but attaching it to a Planeswalker that's harder to kill is very powerful. I think a Rec deck will win SCG. I have no idea. I would expect it to be in the top 8, but in my opinion, most people tend to put too much weight into what wins the top 8 at the end of the tournament. Like, the difference between a deck that wins the tournament and a deck that, like, top 8s is super marginal. The fact that they trophied that to ramp us to this Ugin here is huge. Was it worth it to get a mountain there to leave up Shock? Well, I don't have a mountain in my deck, so it would be impressive to get a mountain there. Is there a new Party Bus deck to boost my tier 2? Definitely, Mox. Huh. I think I'm actually going to lead on this. I wonder, they might have like a Frilled Mystic here, and I really don't want to jam this into a Frilled Mystic. They could also just have, no, they can't have Contempt because they don't have double black. No worries, Red. It's Friday. You've made it to the end, though. Happy Friday. Dovin would be overkill in this. I don't think Dovin really does anything this deck is looking to do. Like, I'm not sure that we have a problem that's solved by, like, playing Dovin, is basically what it comes down to. Alright, well, we have a backup Ugin for if this one doesn't resolve. Did I ever do deck review without playing it? Yeah, you should pop on into the subscriber Discord, and you should tag me in the appropriate format channel while I'm offline. If you do it while I'm live, I don't have another basic, right? If you do it while I'm live, there's a chance I miss it, but do it while I'm offline, I'll definitely give you some feedback. Alright, this is the Hydrate Crisis for 4 turn. Vraska's Contempt. Vraska's Contempt there is a real beating because our second Ugin is in exile. Am I supposed to shock this to get my Sarkhan? I think that's a little aggressive. I did add the 4th Karn to my deck, though. So, like, there's 3 Karns and 41 cards here. So, hopefully we'll find one of those. Yeah, and, like, now I'll be able to Solar Blaze. Kill this, kill this. I have no idea, Population 0. And if they block, I can Shock to finish this off instead of Solar Blazing. And Sarkhan's going to pop in and make a dragon. Although, I guess I'd rather Solar Blaze because I don't want to Solar Blaze away my dragon after I make it. This is an important rules note here. Someone else in one of our earlier matches thought that if they killed Ugin, I wouldn't draw the cards that are under the Ugin card. So the card being drawn from under the Ugin token is not related to Ugin being played in the slightest. It's what we refer to as a delayed trigger in Magic, where this thing happens when another condition is met down the line. Yeah, Jeskai Saheeli today means something very different than what Jeskai Saheeli meant in the past. Yeah, I agree, Tool of the Devil. The fact that Ugin always draws the cards is a big deal. We are running out of gas here. A little unfortunate. They have a negate here.
There is no peace in defeat.
Could you Trickster an Ugin token to deny the card draw? I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works, because the drawing the card is part of a delayed trigger and not rules text on the card. Really need to draw Karn here. If we draw Karn, we're going to be in an okay spot. Land. That's not going to do it. Remember when I said I wasn't sure if we wanted a 28 more than lands? Take one more draw at Karn here. And again, the reason why I want to draw Karn is because Ugin is in exile. So if I draw Karn, I get to down ticket and kill the Krasis and have Ugin. Yeah, I mean sometimes that happens, right? Magic's a game with an incredible amount of variance in it. The resource system in Magic gives you a lot of really interesting deck building decisions to make, but it also means that you lose a lot of control over your games because of the way the resource system works. Can add that to case 167589, the people against the shuffler. I don't have double blue for this, which makes this keep a little bit awkward. Is this Reclamation with main deck Narset? Just like, try and win the mirror? I think we're playing against the Reclamation deck. Our hand's like aggressive-ish. It's an A+ check command. It's an A+ check command. The old flat shuffler. Playing against Wilderness Reclamation makes me feel unhappy, so rather than be upset while I play a card game, I'm going to go ahead and just concede. Plus, conceding to Wilderness Reclamation boosts the win percentages of this archetype, and hopefully Wizards of the Coast is looking at those win percentages to determine if they want the card to be legal or not. Playing the long game, we're conceding to boost Reclamation's numbers, so it has an absurd win percentage, so maybe Wizards will ban it. Every time you concede to someone playing Wilderness Reclamation, you are doing your part to get it banned. Yikes. So, we're playing against Esper, and again, one of the reasons, I think this next Esper matchup is probably okay. We have a lot of Planeswalker-based threats, but if you look at our hand here, these cards basically don't have text against Esper control, and these cards do, and they're taking one of them. So, like, my hand had 4 spells in it. Oh, they're Esper Hero. Esper Hero is really good for me. So, what I was talking about was Esper Control, but they've elected to put creatures in their deck, which means my Shocks and my Solar Blaze are going to do something, which is great. I would advocate banning Wilderness Reclamation. I think even if Nexus isn't legal, Reclamation is still offensive. It did come through, David. As a heads up, however you've been submitting your donations, it's not through Streamlabs. I think you've just been PayPaling me directly as opposed to using the Streamlabs link, which is fine, but that's why they don't pop up on stream. So if you want the donation to pop up on stream in the future, David, you can use the link under my stream. This seems like a really loose play because they know I have the shock, so I get to like shock this and then plus Sarkhan and kill him. He makes himself a dragon.
I will call the dragons.
And they stumbled on Landseer, so we're pretty far ahead because of that.
The dragon does not lose.
Yeah, I agree, Time Lord. Free stuff is almost always broken. I concur. If you look, historically speaking, if you look at the things that are too good in Magic, free stuff is almost always at the top of the list.
Look to the skies.
Yeah, I think without Wilderness Reclamation, Nexus of Fate is just this neat card that's doing something interesting and unique, but that's not oppressive. Saheeli can make a copy of a Planeswalker, but I believe when you copy the Planeswalker, it has 0 loyalty, so it might die. That's annoying. Untapped land. Ding, ding, ding. So, Ugin, so God Eternal Kefnet goes back into their deck when it dies, but I'm okay with that, right? Because, like, it still means it's gone for a while, and I can kill them in the meantime. Tapped Planeswalkers over here do look silly. Oh, it is legendary, you're right. It is legendary. Maybe I should have opted after I Solar Blazed here, but I wanted to have a chance to opt into Lava Coil. I think I'm supposed to Solar Blaze and clear this out. Actually, Rufus, coming in hot with the Twitch Prime. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the support.
Truth lies beyond.
I'm going to go ahead and do this now because I don't want these 2 flying tokens to pressure my Ugin off the table. I'm going to hold this in my hand for the time being, just in case they're playing Disinformation Campaign. The Great Aura, thank you for the 15 months. Welcome back.
Be still.
Be still. They don't know about this extra solar blaze, so let's go ahead and do this. Oh, I guess I missed points of damage here. I should have attacked first because they likely weren't going to block. They likely weren't going to block this. With they weren't likely weren't going to block the 2/2 with their thief, so I missed 2 points of damage there.
This isn't a fight you can win. No, I am not making this.
Which I think we're far enough ahead that that damage isn't going to be relevant, but it's worth noting. And like now, Teferi gets to bounce this.
Here we go.
And then like, next turn, Ugin can destroy it again when they replay it.
Secrets manifest before.
Yeah, if Ugin tokens were artifact, that'd be awesome. That would be fantastical. Teferi really just showing not only how good he is in general, but like especially against mana constrained components, like the fact that he bounces and draws a card here is just so powerful. All right, so I think I'm gonna plus him. I think I'm actually just gonna play this other Teferi out to bounce this.
Let's slow this.
Yeah. Yep. Or too far gone at that point. Lava Coil sounds great. Dovin's Veto sounds mediocre. Role Reversal sounds absurd. That sounds really, really good. Is this matchup where Solar Blaze is good? I guess this is good against, does Solar Blaze kill anything in this matchup that Deafening Clarion doesn't kill? Because it misses Kefnet, right? Is there anything that this hits that Deafening Clarion doesn't? I don't think there is, right? I doubt they'll have Lyra in against us post-board. I feel like that's not a card for the style of matchup. Need one more cut here. I could see Narset being a little bit mediocre on the draw because they go a little bit wide. Deep Rinse, I don't update the queue midstream, so everything gets added at the end of the queue. If I stop and add every little bit that gets added, it gets, there's just too much going on. Yeah, Clarion deals with Hostage Taker. I think leaving one Narset's in is fine. I think, so we're a pretty tap-out control style deck, so like, a lot of the time we're not going to be able to leave up mana for counter spells. So the counter spells are in the sideboard primarily for decks like Wilderness Reclamation where you have to have them. It's me, your dad, coming in hot with the 9-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm going to shock this in because if they play a hero on 2, I want to opt for Shocker Lava Coil. And I'm in for that because that kills a Thief of Sanity or a Seraph down the line. Enter the Goddess Drone tokens. Yeah, possibly. That card's not very good against us, though, so I'm not super worried about it. It's a good line of thought, though. Lava Coil's a sorcery burgle.
Creations of things of beauty.
Okay, we don't have good removal spells in standard burgle.
Do not mistake grace for weakness.
Yeah, do I wanna roll reversal of Kefnet or the Seraph? I might want to roll reversal the Seraph, huh? Because it like blocks and makes me tokens. I think I'd rather have the Seraph. It keeps my Saheeli alive. Dauber, thank you for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Now, I guess Saheeli dies either way. I think this is fine. I have a backup Saheeli too. Brutal. Brutal. Well, we tried. Alright, really need that, really need a Lava Coil. Nah, I think if we get like a Lava Coil, we're still in this game.
I need to
If we had a Lava Coil, I get to go like Saheeli, Lava Coil this, make another 1/1. Alright, on to the next one. You got solidly underneath us there. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Sure. Can't seem to answer Gideon. Attack him. Block with Saheeli tokens and then attack him. I feel like control players like too often forget that like attacking is a way to remove planeswalkers. It's like you take your creatures and go like this. Not super impressed with Gefnet so far. What's a combat step, right? Alright. Gates Chase is not listed in the deck queue. It was a cut the line. So that'll be up after this. Alright, there's a Gideon that's gonna kill us. Because we don't have things to attack it. We have Ugin here at some point.
Prepare for battle.
And that's the real liability about playing Jeskai as opposed to something like Esper, right? Like Esper has clean answers to planeswalkers. So like these colors have enchantments that answer planeswalkers, but this is a format where Wilderness Reclamation exists, which means enchantments are an incredibly targeted type of card. So basically, all enchantments are made worse in this format because Wilderness Reclamation exists. That's a type of metagame adjustment that happens in response to powerful cards like that. So just by virtue of that card and archetype existing in the format, all other adjacent strategies get worse. Hey, Jikilla, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. At one point, we were 1 win away from Diamond. Now we are plat 2 because I don't want to play against Wilderness Reclamation. Right, let's try one more with this. Is there a viable land destruction deck in Standard? There is not, Rufus. In fact, part of the reason why there's not is because the 6-mana enchantment they were using to kill lands 2 seasons ago is unplayable because Wilderness Reclamation is a thing. The subtle things like that push other similar things out of the format that are slightly less powerful. Yeah, that's exactly comparable. It's like trying to play a bad graveyard strategy in Modern right now. The graveyard is such a targeted zone because of the really good graveyard decks that fringe graveyard decks are really terrible because they're experiencing splash hate. I mean, if you can't beat the land destruction deck, your deck's probably clunky and slow anyways and deserves to be punished. Breeding pool might mean we're conceding. I don't understand the question either. That's right. They could be playing something sweet. All right, I've got my main deck Dovin's Veto, and I've got Teferi and Narset. If there was ever a hand my deck could draw that could beat Wilderness Reclamation, this is it. So we're gonna try.
Might be a bad idea.
So as always, if you'd like to make a recommendation for a card that you think we should play in our deck, you should articulate why you think that's a card worth playing and what problem our deck has that is solved by making the addition of that card. D squared MD, thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, well, nobody's drawing extra cards, it looks like.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
This is the evolution of the Jeskai hero deck we played yesterday. An attempt at making a Planeswalker-based Saheeli deck. Correct. Karn's Plus isn't drawing a card, so I could use Karn's Plus. I wanted to minus Karn, though, so that way if they -2 this, my token can kill their Narset. So, I minus the Karn there because I want to kill their Planeswalker. But you are correct that I can use Karn's Plus while they have a Narset in play. I mean, Chatmaster, so the best advice, if your question ever gets lost in Twitch chat, is just repost the question. Because, like, right now, I saw your comment here, but, you know, like, maybe I won't see the next one if things get flowing quickly again. So my recommendation is always just ask the question again. If I don't respond to something, usually means I didn't see it.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
Have others already got an email from WotC saying they were in the top 1,000? I don't believe so. I have no idea. What have I thought about Blast Zone so far? It seems really powerful in 2-color decks. The blue-black Kefnet deck, if we get to it later today, has 2 copies of Blast Zone in it. Alright, so let's start by plussing this.
The choices we make reveal who we are.
Reveal who we are. Yeah, the top 1,000 players each season get invited to a special tournament.
I know 88 ways meditate and prepare.
All right, so I have a Veto,
Overwhelming.
and I have Sarkhan next turn. Sarkhan's not quite lethal though yet, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just start drawing cards with this.
I have a plan.
Yeah, I believe you that Tamiyo's good, Dude Light. It's just that that deck didn't have any removal in it, and it needed removal. Tamiyo is definitely a super powerful card. It's just you need other things. Well, I don't have double red for Sarkhan. That's a good point. That's fine. I don't think I want to play Sarkhan anyways. So red land over here. I do have double red. Why not bounce Tamiyo? Because that's not a legal play. That's what I was going to do, and then I realized it wasn't a legal play because Tamiyo didn't light up. I think I'm holding this Veto for their blink of an eye. Because, like, Wilderness Reclamation doesn't do anything while Teferi's out, right? So, like, if they don't have blink, this card just doesn't have text. Although, now they get to Tamiyo back the blink because this is why Tamiyo is absurd. I'm not sure if that's the case, the chat master. Like, three mana cards are kind of a tough sell. 3 mana ramp spells. Like, once you're at 3 mana, ramping from 3 to 5 is not as big of a deal. Although it does sound sweet with Rekindling Phoenix. Let's start with this, I guess.
I have just the trick for this.
Alright, that's an Ugin. Ed Bingo, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I can Karn downtick. I can Karn downtick. Saheeli opt, make a token, kill the Tamiyo. I think that's the line. If I'm really lucky, I opt into my other copy of Dovin's Veto.
Awaken.
Oh, you're saying instead of Tibalt? Yeah, I could see that. So, I think I just plus this here. They're going to obviously get to blink this, but I have Narset in play here still too, which is nice. And if I get another turn, I get to play Sarkhan and plus him and attack for lethal next turn potentially. And if they bounce Teferi and don't kill me, I could just replay Teferi next turn. Like I said, if we have any draw that can beat Reclamation, this is it. We have all of our hate cards. You could have Lava Coiled your 1/1 to get another token. You're not wrong, Andrew. That is a legal play. Alright, they kicked this for no reason because Narset's going to flash no. The pulsating red no. And like, I live for the pulsating red no's. It's funny too, because they're playing Narset as well. You probably know what your cards do. The red no makes me feel things. Makes me feel things. Alright, so I have a decision to make. The problem here is they haven't played any copies of Fog. So like, I could jam Sarkhan and hope for the best, but then if they Fog, I lose the game, right? I think I'm supposed to Time Raveler. Because I can Time Raveler, and if this resolves, I can bounce Azcanta so they don't get to flip that next turn. And this forces them to make a play here. Alright, you get one draw. Enjoy. I'd like to send that one back from where it came. Now, they could have just been hoping to combo that turn. So if I... Did I punt by tapping off my land? So I could shock them, puts them to 18, makes me a token, and then I can Karnstruct. Are they dead? I think they're dead, actually. Yeah, they're dead. Because this makes 6/6s. I almost messed up. So this copies this, and then I have 18 attack. God, Karn plus Saheeli is so good. It pushes so much damage out of nowhere. You're just like, oh, oops, you died. It's like you go from like a couple of 1/1s to suddenly dead. Suddenly a lethal. This is my new favorite power couple in Standard for sure. And the sweet thing is, these two cards fit into infinite shells, right? So we're going to have a lot of exploring to do this season to figure out, like, where these are best. So, because my opponent has both Narset and Tamiyo in their deck, I think I want to keep some number of shocks here. I think I might actually cut Treasure Map. Well, like, and that's the thing, right? Like, this deck could be blue-black. You could put this combo in blue-black. We have a deck actually coming up later today, the Esper Saheeli deck that's listed in the queue. That's a combo that is this combo in Esper, right? Like... Nah, I think I want to keep all the Sarkhan, because Sarkhan is another way to, like, surprise kill them, basically. You, like, play Sarkhan when they think they're nowhere near dead and, like, plus it attack you for 8 to 12. Dear Watsy, please take my money for a full art Saheeli. This card is great. I want to give you money to make her full art. Please take my money. Flip Dad's Canta does not count as drawing a card. Yeah, it goes into any deck that can make blue or red mana, which is a lot of decks. All right, I'm gonna play an untapped land here because if they go Growth Spiral into Reclamation, I want to be able to stroke them. It was a Bant Flash deck, TSM, and it wasn't very good. Don't you judge me, Radagast. I can feel your judgment. Think she fits into Esper. That's also going for Kaya's Wrath, maybe. Oh, that's real good. Hey, look at that. We're going to win a match. We're going to win a match. Resolves. Come at me, bro. Pressure plus disruption. And that's why this card is so good against these combo decks, right? Because it's like unlimited, unsurpassed pressure, just like all in one card. I think we have all of our bases covered at this point. This card doesn't do anything, right? It just find cards that do stuff. So I don't really care about that.
I would like to test a new hypothesis with you.
That sucks, the Rex. The whole Mythic Edition thing is a total mess.
Somewhere.
Like many Wizards of the Coast things, it is a total mess. Second Demystify. Yep. So I could kill Tamiyo here, but I'd much rather just kill them. You think we take out the Azcanta? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think this card matters. It's not flipping this turn. If they flip Azcanta and find a fog, I just get to veto the fog and we're fine. We need to concede to boost their win rate. No, dang it. I want to hit diamond at some point. Get out of here. So they need double fog here because I have a veto. Hey, the Rex, I responded to you last time. Can you stop spamming that, please? Please and thank you. It's okay to repost something on occasion if I miss it, but not every 30 seconds. This is the part where they have double fog, right? That's fine. I still have lethal. I mean, I'm sure it's not exactly my submission model, right? Is he charging for it? And like playing viewer submitted decks, like I hardly have a monopoly on playing viewer submitted decks, right? Like I didn't invent playing viewer submitted decks, but you could probably argue I perfected it. Yay! Ding dong, the witch is dead. Do 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 do. Beep beep do 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 do. All right, so let's talk about this deck. One, it felt like what we were doing was cohesive and reasonable. Two, and this feels weird to say just because this card has been like super glued to Karn for so long. I think this might not be a treasure map deck. I think because I have all these 3-mana planeswalkers and like other things that aren't really impacting the board guaranteed, I think I don't want maps here. I think I want an extra Narset as another hate card for the silly reclamation decks. I think I want a Lava Coil, and I think I just want a 25th land. I think like Field of Rune or another basic is what I want. Maybe a Blast Zone even. The point system for deck Q is a great innovation for Magic Streaming. I agree. Ended up working out really well. Ming, thank you for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And this gives me one more sideboard slot here, which probably should be a 4th Legion Warboss for stuffing Nexus in a box. Yeah, you could do that too. I don't hate that. You could play Interplanar Beacon. I don't hate Interplanar Beacon as a 25th land. Extra life against aggro is a real thing, right? And we're on 10, 14, 19 planeswalkers, so Beacon's gonna trigger a good deal. Yeah, I like that suggestion. Play a Beacon. I like what this is doing. So this is probably where I'd finish. I like that. All right, let's move on to the next one, shall we? Put that as the final list in the thing, though. All right, what do we got next? Gates of Jace up next. This was a cut the line submission. CBC Spartans, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Let's take a peekaboo here. What we have going on real quick. I think I want to cut these for Ugins. I think Ugin is better than that card. Well, I guess that card helps us deck with this, but Krasis does that just fine. How many blue sources are in our mana base? We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 blue. That's probably fine. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 red in here. I probably need more red mana in this mana base. At least 1 to 2 more. That is a lot of basics. You're not wrong. It is a large number of basics. How many Geats are in here? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think 17-ish gates I'm going to add. I'm going to add a Grawl Guild Gate in here. And I think I'm going to add a couple of Stomping Grounds. How much for a recut? To recut, I require a double up Civilized Scholar. So if you want to cut a $100 cut, you gotta push the other deck to 200. Fair is fair. That way we don't get into nitty gritty cutting wars. Also, the fact that it doesn't default to using my foiled guild gates is such a tilt. Get out of here, ugly Simic guild gates. It's 28 lands. I've added too many. You can't apply styles because there's 2 different Simic guild gates, and this is the default one. So these are different artworks, and there's no foil for this one, and there is a foil for this one. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I need to cut 1 land here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. No, I wanted 2 Stomping Grounds. That's right. Simic or Girl Sleeves. I definitely like me some Girl Sleeves. The rest of this looks fine. 4th Jace in the sideboard is probably unnecessary. There's also, like, no respect for aggro in this board. I guess Clarion's a little bit of respect. I'm going to put a couple of Shivan Fires in here. Oh, there aren't ways in this sideboard to kill enchantments, are there? That's probably a mistake. I like Brontodon because he doubles up as a way to kill enchantments. That's also okay against aggro. Oh yeah, there's only not a 3rd angel in here too. And this is why cut the lines are expensive, because I don't like doing this on stream because it takes a while. Alright, let's call that good enough. How's the mana base? I think the mana base is good. I already poked at the mana. BC is crashing as Arena. Resolves a spell, or as I open a new tab in Chrome. It's probably a RAM problem. Yeah. Just download more RAM. It's no big deal.